views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day because you're having a great day here at the studio. Welcome to New Leaders of the Futures program.
Today we are here to inform you more about health, sports, and holidays, and we also have two special guests.
Yes, we do. We have Marilyn the chef with a cooking demo, and we also have Janadis Peña. She's from Janadis Delight Bakery. She's going to tell us all about her sweet business.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear what they both have to say. Don't forget
to wear your mask and have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays. So I don't know if you guys know, but there's always a Macy's Thanksgiving parade every single year in Manhattan Midtown. This year now it's going to be very different. Unfortunately, there's not going to be an audience, but you can still watch it online or on TV.
Lasha, can you please tell me what channels we could tune in?
Great question, Soharis. We can watch it in Telemundo, Univision, News 12, and many more. But how I said, this year, there's not going to be an audience. There's not going to be people following the rules, social distancing, or probably wearing a mask. And we don't want other people, to get infected. What we want is the cases to slow down and not increase. But, Soharis, what else do you have to tell us?
You could also visit the Rockefeller Center tree. It went up last week, is full of lights, and is going to be taken down January 3rd due to the festivities ending and the new year starting. We hope that you will enjoy the news, and please stay tuned for next week's news segment.
Hi everyone, my name is Janeri and I'm from Janeri's Delight. So today I wanted to teach you guys how to do a very easy tres leches recipe. I'm Dominican and all Latin people mainly love to have tres leches, especially for Thanksgiving and for special holidays. So this recipe is a little bit easier. So this is working with box cakes. So you can pick up any type of box cake, could be yellow cake, could be white cake, and transform it into a very easy tres leches, which anyone can do. I already have my cake box here. So the cake box is ready to go. I have my evaporated milk, my condensed milk, and my regular milk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of them up. So you basically just use 1 can of everything. A can of evaporated milk. And you can use about 1 can of whole milk. Could be, any type of milk. Could be whole milk, almond milk, whatever you prefer. I like to put this so it's not too sweet. And we're just gonna mix that up. After this, I'm also going to be showing you how to do tres leches cups. So in case if, let's say, you just have a few people, especially now with the whole quarantine and with the COVID situation going on, if you just have a couple of people at home, the cups are much easier to make. Right, so make sure that this is all mixed. And after that, we are going to pour it into our cake. So for the cake, to prep it, you basically use a fork, or you can use a knife to make little holes into the cake, which is going to allow for the milk to get absorbed into the cake. The more milk, the better. And now we're going to pour that in. So I like to do it little by little, just so that it can get absorbed, because sometimes when you pour it, it could just go to the sides, and then the cake stays really dry, which is not what we want. Everyone likes that nice moist cake. Again, this is super easy to do. You can have kids do it. Anyone can do this at home. Now after this, we're going to make our whipped cream topping. So for the whipped cream topping, you get heavy cream. For this kind of pan, which is a 13 by 9 inch pan, it's good to use about a pint of heavy cream. So we're gonna pour the heavy cream in. Now for this, you do need a hand mixer, because I've tried to do this by hand and it is not fun. It is not fun to do, so if you have a hand mixer, it's much better. And on that, we're going to put about an 1/8 teaspoon of cream of tartar, which is going to allow for it to stay up the whole time. If you just were to mix the heavy cream in, it'll basically flatten out after a couple of hours. So, you know, for Thanksgiving, after eating and all that stuff, you don't want your whipped cream to flatten out at all. So we have that, and we're gonna put about, I would say, a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're gonna also take some confectioner sugar, and we're gonna put about, I would say, a tablespoon of that in. This also helps to stabilize your whipped cream. And now we're going to mix. There we have it, just about right. Now we can go about to decorate our cake. Now for this, I like to top it off with a little bit of cinnamon, just because it gives it kind of like a little touch to it, and also some cherries. So here I have my cinnamon. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of cinnamon on there. And top it off with some cherries. This looks so good. And now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. So again, my name is Janeri. My company is called Janeri's Delights. It was something that I started off pretty much when I was in high school. And high school, I did a business competition, which I came in 5th place. And then after that, it kind of just took off for me. I really loved baking. I started making cupcakes. The cupcakes, I would sell from 45 to 70 cupcakes a day in school. Everybody kind of knew me as the cupcake girl, just walking around and stuff. Then after that, one of the things I'm thankful for Thanksgiving are my friends. My friends supported me basically from day one. After high school, I started making cakes, and my cakes were not that great at the time, but still, My friends supported me throughout that whole time. They would always purchase from me. They would always try to boost me up, to try to get more people to come to me for cakes and things like that. So I'm very grateful for my friends. If it weren't for them, I pretty much wouldn't be where I am right now. With my social media, I currently have over 10,000 followers. I've grown my business from just simple cupcakes to making treats, making cakes, making all types of desserts. And I truly love it. Baking is definitely one of my biggest passions. And now also I wanted to show you guys how to do some dessert cups. So these would be the tres leches cups. Let me put this aside. And here I have another cake which is already done. And basically what you'll do is you take it and you crumple it up. You can put it into your cups. Just like this. I'm gonna put a little bit more. It's a little messy, but it has good end results. And here we have some left over of the batter. Pour this in. Or we can just pour it in a little bit there. Oh, that looks so good. And now we can top it off with some cinnamon and a cherry. And there you go. So this is the tres leches pan, and here would be the dessert cups. Hope everyone has a very good Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and remember to also always wear your mask. Thank you.
What was your journey to become a chef?
So my journey began, again, it started in high school. Then after that, I was still kind of discovering myself. So I tapped into modeling for some time. I tapped into acting, but throughout that same time, like I also continued making cupcakes and desserts, just kind of as a hobby, never really into a full-blown business. It wasn't until through Instagram, basically, I started following a lot of people who do cakes and like seeing all the trends. And from there, I kind of realized like, hey, I want to do that. So I started following those trends. I started learning from people on Instagram, which is great because through social media, it's amazing all the things you can learn. So I'm a self-taught baker. I never went to school for it or anything. All these things, I learned it on my own, watching YouTube videos and watching Instagram videos. And from there, basically just took off. I've been very grateful to have the support of a lot of people in the community, and they've been able to help me take off as a full-blown entrepreneur.
Do you think modeling and baking connected to each other?
I definitely think modeling and baking do connect with each other in the sense that you get to meet a lot of different people, and there's always some sort of event that people need catering to. So definitely think it has something to do together.
Do you have any advice for people that are celebrating Thanksgiving during this time?
Well, the biggest advice that I do give is basically, to always be conscious about your surroundings and making sure to continue on with the guidelines just to try to help stop this pandemic. It's definitely a great time to be with our family, and we all kind of need a moment to reunite after everything that has happened throughout this year. But it's also a good time to give thanks for being able to go through everything, and just think that, thankfully we're all still here and we all still get to cherish time with our family and things like that. So just make sure to always wear your mask. Try to keep the groups as small as possible. Thankfully, we have Zoom. We have all these great platforms that even though we're apart, we can still manage to all be together.
Hey guys, it's Lewis here again. But today, let's focus on the holidays. We're here today on Thanksgiving Day to celebrate with our families. And I know all of us are gonna stuff our faces. Don't worry, I am too. But I know a lot of you love your proteins and your carbs, and all of you are gonna stuff your faces with turkey and everything else. But please remember that the days that follow, you can still have a fit and healthy holiday. Please remember to go outside at least once and run, or you could stay inside, do squats, do push-ups, do pull-ups, do sit-ups. There's a lot of things that you could do to keep your body active and stay fit. These are days to spend with your family, but you should also take the time to care for your body as well as your mind. Take a few minutes each day and maybe think about what you want to do that day. From all of us here to you, please have a wonderful day. Remember to wear your mask and have a great holiday.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Healthy Corner at our Leaders of the Future program. And as we know, Thanksgiving is here, and we all are going to spend some time together. And we have a special, amazing guest for this Healthy Corner, and her name is Marilyn the Chef. She, with her food and her work, she works around health advocacy, and what a best time to have her with us and show us what she does and how to prepare some amazing cookies for this Thanksgiving. So let's give a special welcome and thanks to Marilyn the Chef. So welcome, Marilyn.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us. So tell us, what are you going to show us today?
So today I'm going to make milk and cookies, AKA rosemary cookies with a nice, quick coconut milk smoothie. Very simple, but with nice raw ingredients, healthy ingredients, trying to say I want to have some sweets, but if I modify my sweets just a little bit, I can come out and eat a lot of them because I won't have to feel bad.
Agree.
Then I can be like, I'm about to eat 4 cookies because the ingredients are good. And that is safe holiday eating, right?
Very
you don't
good.
have to feel bad that you ate a bowl of cookies.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the most important things is talking about sweets, right? That we have to, all these days I've been talking a lot about healthy eating, and because of what we're going through, making sure we have the correct ingredients so our immune system can fortify, so we can have a very good immune system to fight against all these viruses, right? So I'm so happy you're talking about that. So go ahead, floor is yours.
Okay, wonderful. So as I said, today we're making rosemary cookies, and I will start, the way I like to start cooking is to start explaining the key ingredient. And the key ingredient today is rosemary. Rosemary is the celebrity. It is the most beautiful herb, something that I love and I really enjoy having. It has a great scent. It is you can use this in baking and in soups and stocks. Why? Because it has a nice, strong stem. So that's the first sign of an herb that the flavor and the nutrients may last a little longer. Unlike something called like basil, in about 2 minutes, all the flavor and nutrients are gone. So the best way to eat basil would be raw. But now when you have something like rosemary, you can bake with it and you still are going to get a big chunk of the nutrients inside it. And when you said about immune system, Well, this is your homegirl, okay?
Yeah, that was my
I know
next
I named her
question.
girl, but that's what I wanted to do today.
I love
That's
it.
my own thing. So this is my homegirl, Rosemary, and she wants to come hook us up today. And so how will she hook us up? It's by bringing one key thing is vitamin C. Now, we all know that vitamin C supports the immune system, but it also has loads of iron. And people forget that iron improves our immune system. And guess what? Without vitamin C, your body can't absorb iron.
Absolutely.
So if you have anemia and now you're susceptible to colds, you just solved 2 problems already. I didn't even get to the rest. So now that's a good friend to have. Not a friend that comes, eats your food, dumps their junk, and then leaves. You know, this is a friend that's going to actually make you feel good and might cook you something. You know?
I love it. I love it.
There's a difference, right? So it's also an anti-inflammatory. So that is so important, especially for the growing body. That's not just for seniors. That is also for our youth, because as your body is developing, your body and your brain is developing into your 20s. And inflammation can lead to so many other ailments, as the doctor knows. So this is an anti-inflammatory, which is going to naturally fight the free radicals in our body, you know, and that's what we need. We need nutrient-dense food, even if it's sweet, right? So we have another aid is digestion. Now, that is a key issue with the immune system, is we forget about our gut health. When our stomach, which is filled with most of our hormones, is not processing food right, it's not digesting food right. So the first ingredient, and it's the only thing that will be an allergen, may be the coconut oil, if anyone has any coconut allergies. But other than that, these are key ingredients that anyone can have. There's no nuts in here, there's no dairy in here. So it's a great holiday treat to show up with. And to show off with. And I know I keep talking about showing off, but I think this is the kind of season we'll all be going through, that we got to show off and feel a little extra good, right? So when we start this off, you're going to start with your room temperature coconut oil. And I'm going to be sipping my water because I say I love myself, and I'm not going to be running my mouth and get dehydrated, okay? Because the key flavor is not the sugar, it's not the chocolate chip, it's this rosemary, and you want it to shine. So this is like a minute, right? So I'm seeing this, and you be cautious with the whipper, because you might, if you whip too much, you can even break coconut oil. You know how you can break butter and it kind of separates? It will take longer to do that to coconut oil, but it is possible. So, boom, now we have that. We have this together, and now we're gonna get sweeter. But before I do that, I wanna show you a quick demonstration. So I already had it minced for you. But when you see this, you don't want the stem. You're making this at home. You don't want to cut up the stem. It's going to be chunks. You take it, you pull it back, and just pull down. And then there's your leaves. Then you cut your leaves down next. But I just wanted to show you an example. We would just pull it back and compost. You can put these in the freezer and compost the stem and save the earth. The earth is important. Compost in the freezer, find your local community garden, and donate it, and they'll thank you all. Height is coming from, but this, I want to get a little closer for a second, because I really want you to see this dough. We made a really good dough.
That's
and there's
amazing.
no eggs, no dairy. You know what I mean? If we use the almond flour or a coconut flour, which means it's straight from a nut and coconut. It's not made out of wheat, because people have gluten allergies. And she was asking before, like, what's the difference? That is a big difference.
How many minutes does it take so the cookies could bake?
Oh, so 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how dark you want them. If you like a little more crunch, then I would say on the 15-minute side. But if you like them a little bit lighter and much softer, then you just do the 10 minutes. Really fast.
Do we need some cooking paper for it?
Yes, this is, you can use I can show you a basic cookie sheet. You can use aluminum foil, whatever you got in the house. Okay, hold on, that's not in there. I'm gonna go get you something. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Those are great questions, Adriel.
Exactly, it is a great question.
Okay.
So I have this. This is my favorite thing. So it looks beat up because I use it a lot. Have my last cookie on it. But this is what I use. You can buy these online, And this is a cookie sheet. It could be something like this. It could be aluminum foil. And then you put them, it looks dark because I use it a lot for baking. And it stains, but it's perfect. Something just like that, a piece of aluminum foil works also.
I wanted to ask, when did you realize that you wanted to implement like organic materials in your cooking, or do you always have cooked like this?
I love this. Well, in my 20s, at 19 years old, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, which can cause infertility, which means I was not able to have children. And I had very painful periods, irregular periods. And then I also was an epileptic since I was about 11 years old. And by the time I hit my 20s, the seizures that were partial and quiet started to become grandma. So I had a lot of things going on, and I was on a lot of different medications, and I didn't like it. So when I made a goal that when I turned 30, I was going to be medication free. And I realized you can't just stop taking medication. So I had to start working on my body. And I started around 26, to be honest. Taking care of myself, exercising regularly, because this is not a quick fix. Drinking more water, less sugar, eliminating the processed sugar altogether, and implementing herbs and spices. I learned so much about that. And being a chef, I had a lot more access to it. But that is literally my story that I share over and over again, because they told me I would never have children, and this is my 4th child, and I'm 42 years old. So I like to say, and I haven't had a seizure since 2007, when I was having seizures since I was 11 years old. So this is real. This is real. I'm medication free, but you do not just go home and stop taking medication. That is not what you do. That is not wise. You wean yourself off with your doctor. You change and transform your diet. You take care of your body and your mental health. It is a whole system.
Completely true. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that story. I mean, it is really true. It's very scary when you have seizures and growing up with seizures and then using so many medications that also inflame your body. So, you get so many side effects just by using the medication. So it's amazing that you were able to do this naturally with the guidance of your doctors and everything that you're doing. So complementing it with all that, and now you're seizure free and, a very healthy, I guess, eater and teacher, right? I love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Marilyn. This has been so inspirational for each and one of us. Thank you for telling us your story and for teaching us there's something else out there.
We've made it to the end of the program, but don't worry, we'll be back with more.
Again, please keep your family and your community safe. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to get tested, and don't forget to wear your mask.